$40,000 gate was, at the time, the fourth largest in the history of wrestling in the United States. The two friends turned bitter rivals battled to a curfew draw. The clash between Morales and Sammartino forever etched into wrestling history.
Mulled wine, I hold it over, and I'd rather not. Now, what is a mug? What is an egg? Do you have anything seasonal for someone that doesn't want to be mulled or knocked?
Here's something I made earlier. It was 1989.
Amazing story. Should I tip you in carrots? Because you're already good. Keep your pants on, Toby.
While Morales did marvelous business at the Garden, his appeal didn't spread so evenly across the rest of the Northeastern Territory, and by late 1972, Vince Sr. was trying to coax Sammartino back. Bruno initially spurned offers, but came back at something of a part-time deal. He would only have to work major arenas and received a sizable percentage of the gate. Sammartino regained the title in December of 1973, 9 days after Morales dropped the belt to transitional champion Stan the Man Stasiak. Sammartino proved to be just as strong a drawing card the second time around, as programs with villains like Spiros Arion, George Steele, Ernie Ladd, and a returning Ivan Koloff did big business not just at the Garden, but throughout the entire Northeastern Territory. It wouldn't be an 8-year reign this time round, however, as in April of 1977, Sammartino lost the belt to one of pro wrestling's most imitated trendsetters, the muscular, cocky,
There's one on where I'm at, yeah.
superstar Billy Graham. Stars of future wrestlers
Oh, he's on the floor. Somebody's doing that all
You're a fucking idiot, bro.
Superstar's reign was marked
The
with
fuck you think I'm fucking calling you, asking you where is it 1 or 2? What do you think? I'm just staying behind? Right fucking next to you, and you don't know I'm the one killing him.
He even went to a 1-hour
Fucking believable, bro. You need to learn how to fucking play, bro. I keep telling you the same shit. Learn how to fucking play, bro.
Rematches with Bruno
Right fucking next to me. Don't even fucking notice me.
and into 1978 drew sellout crowds, including a steel cage match in Philadelphia on February 18th, 1978. 2 nights
Look,
later,
self-revive.
Graham's time as champion came to an end, losing to the confident
didn't use
but
it anyway, right?
unassuming Bob Backlund. When
You don't got
Graham
armor?
won the title in
Yeah.
1977,
No, I was trying to grab it.
he was told that he would eventually lose to the scrappy young technician, whom Vince Sr. wanted to build up in the
Where's the
mold of a
suspicion?
Jack Briscoe. For nearly 6 years,
in the
Backlund held
building
the
over here. I think
championship,
it's probably like
save for a disputed period in late 1979 when the late Antonio Inoki reigned for 1 week with the belt, a reign that WWE does not recognize. Though presented as a squeaky clean grappler, Backlund could get down and dirty with leathernecks like Greg Valentine, Stan Hansen, and Ken Patera in bloody brawls. His time as a no-frills champion sold out MSG over 40 times across those 6 years. At the time Backlund upended Graham for the top belt, WWE was without a true men's secondary champion, having let Bobo Brazil's bestowed reign as WWF United States champion in the early 70s lapse into oblivion. In February of 1979, the WWF commissioned the North American title, awarding the belt to an incoming second-generation grappler, 25-year-old Ted DiBiase. DiBiase lost the
Like
gold
pussy.
to Pat Patterson that June, and soon after, the North American title would be
Got away.
phased out in favor of a more
I broke his,
recognizable
well, I
Get
shot
away,
him.
just get away. Go to the
it was
other one.
reported that Patterson
that way.
had won a
From the
tournament
bottom,
that
going that way.
September in Rio de Janeiro,
I
winning
was
the
right behind
South
you.
American heavyweight title, which he then unified with his North American title to create the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, the tournament, as well as the South American heavyweight title, was completely bogus, though the legend of the IC title's inception lives on with knowing winks and smiles. Patterson would hold the belt for nearly 8 months before losing
Why you don't get more, bro? Why you only got $800, bro?
80, who then
I got
lost
$12,000. You only got $800. Pick shit up.
who briefly
What is wrong with you?
Team titles the previous August.
How do you get armor? How do you get fucking money? How do you get everything? Like, what do you do? Just run around with your fucking eyes closed?
Title came into existence. The WWF had one of its
You stop smelling behind my ass, and maybe you could get your own boxes.
The company rebranded itself as the World Wrestling
Ain't a move.
Federation.
You don't see me?
Was to increase market
I don't care what you was doing.
Not much had changed in the company's composition. It was still New York style wrestling, packing MSG to the gills while abiding by lines that separated the man.
Bro, come on, fucking out. You don't listen, bro. That's what I'm fucking telling you, bro. You don't fucking listen, bro. The minute you fucking do that, look what happens, bro. Can y'all like get it through your fucking heads, bro? The minute you do that, that's what happens. Fuck, bro. Niggas need to understand that shit, bro.
Was content to stick tight with his NWA brothers. His son had different ideas.
Your dumb ass would have been with me the first time, this would have not happened. But you don't fucking listen. When I tell you, you have to fucking stay with me. The minute you fucking do that, look what happens. Like, I don't understand how y'all don't get it, bro. I don't give a fuck what are your excuses for why you staying behind. Don't stay behind. Whatever you're doing, you can do somewhere else, and I shouldn't have to be telling you this. There's guns everywhere in the fucking game. You don't have to stay behind me to pick up guns.
That June, Capital Wrestling's 4 stockholders all agreed to sell Junior.
Fuck, bro. Minute you fucking do that, look what happens. Tell you this all the goddamn fucking time. Look what happens. You still don't get it.
Titan agreed to pay $1 million over a year-long period to the prior stockholders. If there was any slip-up or default, McMahon Jr. forfeited the shares.
I don't know what the fuck a nigga gotta tell you so you can fucking know how to goddamn fucking stay with the team, bro. Like, I don't know what's so fucking hard about that.
The wrestling business would be changing soon enough, with his hands now at the controls.
First Leaf lets you explore wines without the guesswork. We match award-winning wines to your personal tastes.
The WWF would pull out of the NWA a final time. In August of 1983, during the annual National Wrestling Alliance convention in Las Vegas, McMahon had been making money through syndicated television to beam out his northeastern-based enterprise across the entire United States, effectively trespassing into the territories of the men who were ostensibly his allies within the alliance. The expansion had begun with its fangs bared. Jim Barnett, NWA's secretary as well as personal booker for the shared world champion, resigned from the NWA at the same meetings. One of the most vocal dissenters to McMahon's aggressive development was wrestler and booker Ole Anderson, one of the owners of Georgia Championship Wrestling. Anderson issued open threats to McMahon at that Las Vegas meeting. But what he didn't know was that Barnett, a Georgia shareholder whose falling out with Anderson facilitated his resignation, was lining up to aid Vince in his expansion. Shortly thereafter, Barnett ended up as the vice president of Titan Sports. Later that month, having sold off all his capital shares to his son, Vince Sr. offered his formal resignation from the NWA. The Southern Territorial Holy War would make use of television as ammunition. With Barnett's assistance, McMahon gained TV clearance in Ohio, securing Ole Anderson's GCW time slots in Cincinnati Houston's Harrow Arena is an exclusive WWF venue. McMahon debuted his product in Cincinnati and Dayton last October, putting perpetual trump card Andre the Giant in main event as a star attraction.
Help yourself, you stupid bitch. Help yourself at that play. Learn how to play yourself. Stop trying to tell me what to do. You suck compared to me. Worry about yourself. Keep telling you the same shit.
McMahon is swooped in and took over the time slot with his own All-American Wrestling broadcast. By year's end, regular stops in San Jose and San Diego would earn space on the WWF calendar, as did an opportunity for McMahon to muscle into both Detroit and St. Louis. For the latter city, WWF commissioned TV tapings at the Chase Park Hotel, home of Stan Muchnick's wrestling at the Chase tapings for 24 years previously, and introduced two important figures at that inaugural filming. One was McMahon's new co-host, Mean Gene Okerlund, freshly plucked from Vern Gagne's
Boy upstairs, so be careful.
The other had wrestled in WWF before.
Grab that gun, grab that gun. Oh, you got one? Ah! Missed this motherfucker, bro. Fuck. Hey, you didn't get up all that fucking time, bro? What are you doing? Taking a fucking nap in the fucking floor?
I was reviving myself.
Fuck, bro.
Yeah, I tried to get up and he said beat my ass.
Who drew a corner stoppage from Backlund's manager, Arnold Skoland. The Sheik was only intended to be a transitional champion, like Koloff and Stasiak before him. TV tapings in Allentown at the start of 1984 would see Hogan save the beltless Backlund from an assault by the Wild Samoans. Backlund endorsed Hogan as an ex-villain that had changed his ways, and the dots began to connect themselves. January 23rd, 1984 was a pivotal day in pro wrestling history. Hogan filled in for a supposedly injured Backlund, challenging for Iron Sheik's gold. A total of 26,000 fans inside Madison Square Garden, 4,000 of whom filled the internal closed-circuit theater, watched as Hogan broke free from Sheik's camel clutch before beating the champion to the mat and crushing him with his trademark leg drop in under 6 minutes. Hulk Hogan was now the WWF World Heavyweight Champion, and as the New York crowd plunged into sheer ecstasy, a new era was dawning before their very eyes. Vincent James McMahon, heir to Capital Wrestling and founder of the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, would not live to see Hogan's ascension into stardom, passing away in May of 1984 at the age of 69.
It ain't right to 2024.
It changed me. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, I ain't gonna like this.
Live at Madison Square Garden September 18th and 19th. Get some of the best seats first. Use your Chase credit or debit card to purchase advance tickets during this exclusive Chase advance ticket sale. Available now at Ticketmaster.com.
Passing of his father would not slow Vince's quest to monopolize the wrestling industry in the United States, as increased revenue from the syndication deals allowed McMahon to make strong overtures to stars of other regions. Rowdy Roddy Piper had been poached from Jim Crockett Promotions, fresh off a violent feud with Greg the Hammer Valentine, who himself re-entered the WWE fold around the same time. Dr. D. David Schultz, Cowboy Bob Orton, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff helped fortify the heel side of the roster, while the beloved Junkyard Dog left Mid-South Wrestling in his wake to head north. Bobby the Brain Heenan departed the AWA in order to continue managing one Hogan nemesis after another in main events across the continent. Even the Freebirds of Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts all came to WWF for a cup of coffee, or rather a shot of Jack that summer. The buyout of Stampede Wrestling by McMahon ensured jobs for 4 gifted young wrestlers in Dynamite Kid, Davey Boy Smith, Jim Neidhart, Rotundo padded the WWF depth chart and will find different degrees of visibility before long. Pillaging talent wasn't Vince's only interest. He was keen to continue his McManifest destiny, sticking the block logo flag into the turf of the now enemy territories. In June of 1984, the WWF ran for the first time in Gonya-ruled Minneapolis, drawing 11,000 fans to the Met Center. The card featured AWA alumni such as Hogan, Okerlund, Jesse Ventura, as well as the iconic Andre the Giant, who had passed through Minneapolis numerous times in his career. The following week, McMahon's army marched through Memphis, Louisville, and Nashville, leaving boot treads on the domains of Lawler and Jarrett. The WWF ran Chicago for the first time that July, with Hogan headlining in a title bout against Big John Studd at the UIC Pavilion. The Lone Star State let McMahon in the front door shortly after Christmas, with cards in Paul Bosch's
What are you doing over there? Why are you over there? What are you doing?
I was in the submission, one of the missions.
Grab that thing right there.
Only 2,800 fans to the 16,000 plus seat summit, but McMahon's ambitions weren't going to die from early setbacks. The city that McMahon really wished to conquer, Atlanta, had already begun to receive visits from the WWF troop in August of 1984, following a bold purchase from 1 month earlier. McMahon looked to further his reach on cable TV and sought a way to acquire the time slot retained by Georgia Championship Wrestling, currently residing on TBS television, owned by Ted Turner. Taking advantage of existing animosity between Ole Anderson and his fellow co-owners Jack and Jerry Briscoe, as well as Jim Barnett, McMahon purchased the ownership shares of those three men to give himself the controlling stake, as well as the plum Saturday night time slot. July 14th, 1984 would come to be known in wrestling parlance as Black Saturday, when that evening's broadcast of World Championship Wrestling saw co-host Freddie Miller pass off the microphone to a genial Vince McMahon. Despite the promise to Turner to present an original product, including matches shot at TBS studios, the replacement program was filled with previously filmed matches and highlights. Ratings began sinking rapidly as angry fans wanted their brand of wrestling and not the broader, larger-than-life New York style that took its place. Turner was furious about the viewership decline and subsequently awarded time slots to Bill Watts' Mid-South Wrestling and a new Georgia startup founded by Anderson. Both shows beat McMahon's WWF in the ratings on TBS, and Vince, losing money on the whole deal, ended up selling the time slot for $1 million to Jim Crockett Jr. Meanwhile, McMahon's product continued to be a cornerstone on the USA Network, where All American was complemented by Primetime Wrestling and Tuesday Night Titans. Even without the TBS outpost, the enterprising McMahon was doing alright for himself on this newfangled cable medium. And it wasn't just the USA Network that was beaming the WWF out. The wildly popular MTV had gone in on the wrestling act, affording the WWF the sort of pop culture credibility it so desired. And it all began when pop megastar Cyndi Lauper, at the height of her fame, met Captain Lou Albano on a flight to Puerto Rico in 1983. Lauper's colourful new friend Albano proceeded to appear in the Girls Just Wanna Have Fun music video, playing her loudmouth father. Lauper's involvement bled over into televised WWF, where she and Albano would strike up a feud on an edition of Piper's Pit. This led to each picking a representative for a women's wrestling match. Lauper chose Wendy Richter, and Albano picked Eternal Women's Champion, the Fabulous Moolah. MTV broadcast the Brawl to End It All live from Madison Square Garden on July 23, 1984, the first live wrestling match in cable TV history. Richter won the belt before an ungodly large TV audience, lending a seminal moment to the birth of the rock and wrestling connection. The connection would persist into 1985, when McMahon made a colossal gamble. Wanting a counterpunch to Crockett's Starcade events that aired on closed-circuit TV, Vince came up with his next
Watch my back on this
ticket.
line. I got a bomb.
WrestleMania! Sources dispute whether or not the WWF actually lost money in 1984 by outspending its eventual gross income.
Got him.
However, there was no
Oh, no
disputing that
confirmed
WrestleMania
kills
was
then.
Vince
What the
taking a
fuck?
chance that could have
I was detonating.
grave
What the hell
consequences
happened,
if it
bro?
were to fail. The shared star
fucking
power
game
of
fucking
Hogan
sucks,
and
bro. I
Lauper
read his
would be
box,
put to use on
then I
Sunday
fucking
afternoon,
press it and it
March
does nothing.
31st,
What the fuck,
1985,
bro?
inside the Garden. As would supervillain Piper and pop culture sensation Mr. T, whose link-up with Hogan was a match made in heaven. The mainstream media was feasting on all things WWF in the run-up to the Maiden Mania. Hogan and Mr. T's promotional campaign included a disastrous appearance of Hot Properties, where host Richard Belzer's head ended up bleeding from a Hogan-led wrestling demonstration gone wrong. The PR tour ended on a more positive note, however, as the duo of Hogan and Mr. T hosted Saturday Night Live the night before the event. On the day, more than 19,000 fans filled MSG to witness what Gorilla Monsoon repeatedly assured us all was a happening. Lauper and Richter stood tall over Moolah and Leilani Kai. Andre the Giant slammed Big John Studd. The Stars rubbed shoulders with Liberace, Billy Martin and Muhammad Ali. And Hogan and T vanquished Piper and Orndorff to send the crowd home happy. McMahon's monumental gamble had paid off. And in more ways than one. More than 1 million customers tuned in to see the spectacle across the United States, with WrestleMania grossing between a reported $4 and $6 million.
I got too self-revive. If I go down, do not worry about me. Just do not let them niggas come running to me. I go
Veteran
down.
NBC producer
Back me
Dick
up. That's all I
Ebersol,
need.
the outgoing shot caller at Saturday Night Live, had seen the elephantine numbers done by the WWF on MTV for the Brawl to End It All and its follow-up, The War to Settle the Score, and made a deal with McMahon to broadcast infrequently run wrestling cards in place of Saturday Night Live reruns. Saturday Night's main event made its debut on May 11th, 1985, and it would prove to be a ratings smash, even in the late night time slot. The 90-minute broadcasts would almost uniformly see Hogan defending the WWF Championship against some theme du jour, alongside appearances by other popular stars of the day. The broadcasts set the template for WWE programming of the future. As legend has it, Ebersol showed Vince and wife Linda the finished product of the first episode many hours before it aired, and Vince was reportedly floored by how much the NBC production blitzed up his wrestling show. As 1985 wore on, WWF programming would take on a more shimmering, lustrous quality, with Ebersol befriending McMahon and helping him develop his desire to make the WWF look as state-of-the-art as possible. Hogan's popularity continued to know no bounds.
Damn it, man. How you let him down, you bro? You supposed to be watching the ladder. Bro, I don't understand you. How he even got up there, bro? You on the ladder. He shouldn't even get up there.
He didn't come up. He came up on the side. He must have dropped and landed on the ledge.
Bro, there's no other way to come up there but the fucking ladder. There's no other way. You was not watching the ladder. You was not watching the ladder. What did I tell you to do? Why you looked away when I told you watch the ladder? This is what I mean, the simplest fucking dumb shit that y'all stupid motherfuckers cannot follow, bro. I told you, watch the ladder. Watch the ladder. You're gonna tell me, so you heard something, so you stop watching the ladder, right? Right? When I told you, watch the fucking ladder. Then you're gonna fucking try to bullshit me, tell me he came up somewhere else. Like I don't know that area. There's no other way he could come up but that ladder and that line.
But WrestleMania 2, the the show that occupied 3 time zones would lap it.
Simple as fucking shit. I'm telling you, fucking dumb. You dumb. You get mad when a nigga call you dumb, but you dumb. Simple as fucking shit. Watch the ladder. You stupid ass, bro. Like, fuck, bro.
And McMahon had designs on filling the expansive Pontiac
Fucking shit, bro. Like, bro, y'all just fucking dumb. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all just dumb. You need to learn how to fucking play, bro. Keep telling you the same shit. It's like your fucking mentality. Don't think any fucking different, but dumb. That's it. Like, you would think somebody eventually would start getting better, bro.
For a 12-match card that saw Rowdy Roddy Piper allegedly retire after conquering Adrian Adonis.
Fucking watch the ladder. She can't even fucking do that. That's too fucking hard for you to do that fucking dumb.
One of the most influential and dramatic
fucking
matches
understand
in
it, bro.
company history.
Simple as fucking directions, bro. What you do? You go get us fucking killed.
Andre to the canvas in the quintessential WrestleMania moment before vanquishing him with his iconic leg drop. An estimated 400,000 American households tuned to witness a grand spectacle, and that's exactly what they got. And it wouldn't take long for the pay-per-view calendar to expand beyond just WrestleMania as a tentpole. Thanksgiving night 1987.
Oh my god, bro. I don't understand. If I tell you watch the ladder, why aren't you watching the fucking ladder? That's fucking like, bro, it's y'all fucking gotta be stupid, bro. Y'all gotta be fucking stupid, bro. I don't understand that shit, bro. Simple as fucking directions, bro.
Joining the pay-per-view calendar in 1988. SummerSlam completed the classic quartet, occupying space at the end of August 1988.
Grab Kleenex.
WrestleMania, however, remains the company's prestige event, and another TV special will be used to turn up the heat for the 4th incarnation. Simply dubbed the main event. The Friday night airing went out live from Indianapolis, where a Hogan-Andre rematch for the title was promised. A staggering 33 million viewers switched on to the tune of a 15.2 Nielsen rating, both American wrestling records, to see Andre end Hogan's 4-year reign through the use of a supposed imposter referee, who rendered a 3 count despite Hogan's shoulder clearly being up.
Oh man.
The belt over to the $1 million man Ted DiBiase.
Oh, bro.
Business arrangement.
I didn't open my car.
Shut up! I don't care! Shut up! I don't give a fuck what the stupid shit that you do. How many fucking times I gotta tell you, stupid ass, I don't give a fuck about your excuses. How many fucking times I gotta tell you that shit, bro?
Randy Macho Man Savage. After turning good late in the summer of 1987, Savage enhanced the fan base he'd had as a spellbinding too cool for school baddie with the fans that always side with the heroes. A handshake with eventual mega power teammate Hogan was all the endorsement Savage needed as the Macho Man ascended into the top spot through the WrestleMania 4 tournament. The year of 1988 would see the WWF roster continue to morph, as old guardians from the start of the national expansion began to be phased out. Paul Orndorff, Don Morocco, Ken Patera, the Junkyard Dog, King Kong Bundy, and Ricky Steamboat all exited stage left. The touring group started to get younger, slicker, and in some cases, cheerfully gaudier. The Rockers and Mr. Perfect left the AWA, bringing their cultured talents to New York. The Big Boss Man traded in his Big Bubba Rogers guard to head north, while the powers of
Watch one
pain
fucking
departed
ladder.
Crockett's
Can't
territory for
fucking
those
do that.
same greener pastures. More than ever, as far as wrestling went, the WWF was indisputably the place to be. Elsewhere, the castle walls caved in for the fading dominions. The wrestling territories that lacked the forward thinking necessary to survive in changing times diminished. Anyone who was anyone possessing even a modicum of spark was pulled out of those groups through the lure of the Stamford dollar. Houston's Paul Bosch linked up with McMahon in 1987 and ended his decades-long involvement with the business after retiring months later. Stu Hart's resurrected Stampede, Kansas City Central States Wrestling, and Knoxville's Continental Championship Wrestling passed into oblivion by the end of the decade. Donya's AWA was still standing, albeit riddled with enough bullet holes to classify among the Walking Dead. Eternal bastions like Championship Wrestling from Florida and the St. Louis Wrestling Club each dwindled down to shells of their former selves and were absorbed by Jim Crockett Promotions. Ditto for Bill Watts' Mid-South UWF promotion, a once innovative and slick wrestling entity that was done in by Oklahoma's oil recession in 1986. But Crockett himself was on borrowed time, hemorrhaging money and facing relentless pressure from a hyper-aggressive McMahon. Staring down the possibility of bankruptcy in 1988, Crockett sold the farm to a man who had rumored buying interest for some time, Ted Turner. The eccentric media mogul had long held an affinity for pro wrestling, as he broadcast Georgia Championship Wrestling on his networks dating back to 1972. And, like McMahon, he had three things in abundance: entrepreneurial spirit, the ability to change with the times, and loads of money. The story goes that at the time of the sale, Turner called up McMahon, the same McMahon whose TBS occupancy had earned him a few years earlier, and told him he was now in the wrestling business. McMahon claims to have coolly responded, "That's nice, Ted. I'm in the entertainment business." Business as usual appeared to be the mantra over at the WWF, as the machine continued developing exciting new stars, chief among them, the Ultimate Warrior. For 15 months, he would get the Intercontinental title off of the cowardly and insincere
Don't chase him, don't chase him, don't chase him, don't chase him.
face-painted
Don't get me up,
gladiator
watch my
charged
back.
the ring at SummerSlam 1988 and flattened the champion before he could even remove his sequined jumpsuit. The WWE its painless shape-shifting, taking on yet more Crockett cast-offs, including the disgruntled duo of Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, with fellow horseman compatriots Barry Windham and J.J. Dillon, the latter of whom would serve for 8 years in McMahon's front office. Even Dusty Rhodes, the ever-beloved American dream and wrestling maverick, turned up in New York in the spring of 1989 as yet another foot soldier. But life in McMahon land remained about star